Hey everyone, Dash Attack here with another episode of Dash Attack's Old White World. Oh, I'm sorry, Old White Road. Oh!
What did you just say?
Take two. But yeah, we got a great show today. We're here with a smaller panel, but still very lively. We've got Xeen
Smaller
Darvo,
panel. I mean, you're
Okay,
only maxed
Darvo.
out.
Digny, we got Damien, and we got Galaxy Red. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
Greetings.
Thank you, Dash, the butcherer of words. I appreciate you being here today. Folks, just wait until later on when we talk about Tencent, and then Dash will butcher yet another word. But it is great to see everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna make a confession here, folks. It's a very serious confession. I'm going to make it clear that I forgot I was doing the show until 30 minutes before we went live. So, because I've been very busy over the past few days, a lot of things have happened. I'm trying to essentially help my mentor, Ryan, build a Wednesday show exclusively on Rumble, and I'm trying to reach out to more Rumblers to make it more sustainable. Of course, everyone here is invited. Dash is invited too.
If
but
I wasn't streaming, unless it's at 3:00, of course I could probably make it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I can make
yeah.
the first episode next week.
Yeah,
I
It
do
is
too
the
much,
same-
it's
so
free,
I
I can do
can't.
Yeah,
I know, but it's the same time as today's show. We don't want to
Mhm.
push creators too far because I have personal experience in knowing that if you do too many shows a week, you will go crazy and you
Yeah.
will drive everyone around you crazy. But it is great to see everyone. It's great to see Dash and Hugo and Galaxy and myself, as well as Xeen and Damien. We got a great show tonight. We got solid topics, but before we go into that, we are not talking about the biggest topic of the day because that is far too dark for a show
Wait.
called Old White Road.
About
Okay?
Esmond Goldstein?
No,
No. But I mean, that is a good point, though,
Yeah.
Damien, because Damien was talking about Rumblers. Asmongold is going to be going on Rumble soon.
Oh wow,
I-
is he good?
I'm
Is he?
I'm sorry to take us on a tangent because the show is not called Tangent Kings, but people if people call Asmongold based, they have to realize that Asmongold called my mentor an advanced racist for
Yeah, well, I'm
using
just saying.
a
I'm just saying that too.
term related to a spear. So yes, we will call him Asmongoldstein, but that is not a topic for today's show.
Make
let's
it a
catch
topic.
up-
Make it a topic.
No.
no.
That will go into politics, really. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's
nothing
really
to
talking about
do
it.
with Middle Eastern countries for this show. I've
Damien.
made a declared a rule by decree of Dash to not
Yes.
go into that territory because
That'll be like a
honestly, I
Monday
see
thing.
enough of it on X.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say if one of us talks about it, you'll slap us with your cock. But
No.
I can only dream.
No,
you want me to
no,
do that
we'll-
anyway, Damien?
We'll chuck you off a building, but let's catch up with the panel, and we'll start off with our host, Dash. How have you been?
I've been all right, just finishing up RE9, digesting the plots. Honestly, I really enjoyed the game. It was just some minor story gripes I had with it. Particularly, does anyone mind spoilers? Anyone planning on playing it?
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I literally saw everything about the game leaked online, so
So you heard about so apparently Oswald Spencer, the founder of Umbrella, who was killed off in Resident Evil 5, apparently he actually felt bad that he created all these viruses and bioweapons and tortured and killed the Trevor family and decided to create a cure or something.
Uh-huh.
And then he had an adopted clone daughter named Grace, who he gave to some reporter.
So wait, what? Celebrities of Grace is
Yeah, she's technically like Spencer's adopted clone daughter.
the fuck is?
Capcom deserves its player base.
Wait, that sounds like that stupid thing they did with that dinosaur game. Where the
Hold
girl was
on.
always it was all
Oh,
the
Or
yeah,
she was
totally.
actually a dino fuck. Like,
yeah, but she was a clone to be fucked by dinosaurs. So,
Yeah.
it's
very
Resident
on-
Evil. Like, it's pretty. They do weird shit like this, but no, like for me, it's like you're trying to give like this horrible monster who created world-ending viruses and weapons, and who was like buried a man alive, who built his own house. Like you're going to give someone like that a redemption, like 4 games after he died.
yeah, it's
I-
just
Yeah.
it sound like they're trying to rewrite what they've done.
You telling
It
me
does sound
Capcom is
like that.
doing retcons? That's normal.
It's a dumb
I-
retcon. It's a pointless retcon.
It's a-
The guy is dead. He was killed by Wesker in Resident Evil 5.
Yeah. It
I
sounds like the
hate-
typical thing of, oh, time to make the bad guy the good guy. Or
I hate Resident
You
Evil with a
cannot
passion.
unwatch that man's
they all-
sins.
yeah, that's
Spencer
what-
was fucking evil as hell.
yeah.
There's
they-
no way he would have any regrets for what happened to Raccoon City or all the other people he killed prior to Raccoon City.
Yeah, there's a lot of like
Sorry.
sympathetic like they try to make it like in every like every show and movie and all that stuff, they always try to make the villain sympathetic and stuff like that, and it's like that doesn't work. It does. I mean, sometimes it can work, but it's got to be it's got to be a character that actually like is like in a way redeemable. But you can't redeem someone if they've been going around killing people.
They have, yeah, and I mean, this guy, he created he created Umbrella. He was their core founder. Like he was behind all of the inhuman experiments that created all these viruses and weapons.
Mhm.
Okay. First of all, Raccoon City sounds offensive in the modern era. Second of all, this guy made weapons of mass destruction. Why wasn't he invaded? And third of all, why won't Resident Evil die as a franchise? I'll let you guys answer that after we catch up with everyone else. Xeen,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Still recovering. Ever since I had to fight that fire there on this very stream that happened, and slowly recovering. Like that one time I wasn't on because you guys said to take a day.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
I was still extremely exhausted even from that 1 week ago. Find that fire.
Mhm.
And knowing that, next Friday, my leg looked like I had a blood clot.
Ooh.
And then,
Then you went to the doctor.
yes. Turns out it was just the fact that I severely injured my leg. Didn't realize it until 2 weeks after.
And you're still paying the medical bill?
I mean,
That
the
was
medical
health-
bill's not that high.
That was a healthcare joke, but don't worry about it. Hopefully you get better, Xeen. Hopefully you take more time off for yourself. But we appreciate you being here. How about you, Galaxy? How have you been?
Other than what happened on Monday, I mean, my computer seems to be fine now, but I didn't get the stream. But I did stream fine on Tuesday, even though we didn't get to do the gaming rant like we usually do on Tuesdays because each didn't feel good, so we didn't do it. So I did play 14 a little bit, but and then Wednesday I finished up Metroid Zero mission, and then yesterday my premium stream. I'm going to be doing a stream tonight to make up for Monday. So
Good, very good. Well, it's good to know your systems are working back to normal. This
Yeah,
is why I
hope it
hate
does.
upgrading. This is why I hate upgrading to new systems because they never work properly. They never work properly.
You just
It's
gotta
annoying.
believe.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the because I'm using Windows 11 or not though. It's just because I've been having problems with the USB because it's a new computer anyway. It already had Windows 11 when I got it, so it's there was like for some reason a lot of the USBs would like disconnect randomly for no reason. Like the camera would disconnect, keyboard and mouse would disconnect, but everything else everything else kind of would stay on. It's kind of weird, and then would just and then it reconnect like a few minutes, like a few seconds later, and then it's like, and then from that when that happens, because I'm using VC Face, that loses connection on the camera, so I have to close off VC Face and reopen it for it to boot back up.
So you have a system that's actively fucking with you.
Apparently,
I wonder if it was made in China. How about you, Damien? How have you been?
I've been well, thank you.
Good.
I had a bit of a depressive episode regarding PvP games, but what's new?
You know, you should stop having those depressive episodes, okay? You should be grateful for the life you have, and you should follow Jace's example and throw your mother down a set of stairs.
oh god,
Oh, he's really breaking into kick,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah, I was gonna say you got to do it on Kick though. Can't do it anywhere else.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, there's barely any stairs I can do that.
Right. Well, you're in ingenious South Africa, and I'm sure you can make a flight of stairs. But it's good to have you here. In any case, I've been doing quite well, folks. I've been taking more time off for myself, trying to keep the spinning plates spinning. And I'm very grateful that Dash is hosting today's show. This is episode 26. We've been doing this for half a year now, and we haven't killed each other, so we're doing something right.
Mhm.
Okay? So on that note, if you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream, donations are always welcome. We don't have a special guest, unfortunately, because juggling grenades is not that easy. So let's move to our first topic, which I'll write down for 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Our first topic, it's in the thumbnail, folks. You may be surprised to see what looks like a dildo in the thumbnail, but it's not. It is a black medical worm robot. Here it
A
is,
what?
folks. Yes, it's a black worm medical robot, courtesy of Massimo, quote, researchers at the University of Southern Denmark developed a limbless soft robot that crawls using air-filled chambers and kirigami-inspired flaps. So, folks, Denmark has created a super weapon to defend Greenland, and they will be unleashing billions of these on America if America touches Greenland.
They look like leeches, like they're living
Yes.
like leeches, and
Yes.
reminds me of the
Now-
whole Matrix.
So is it, I wonder if that's the how they're actually going to be used for. Like how some people use leeches there for pets or whatever.
Galaxy, you know what this is going to be used for.
Yeah,
I
I
we
know, but
all
I'm
know.
talking about the medical.
Yeah, we know what we've heard, like what you think they're
Okay.
going to be used for.
Okay, Damien, would you
Self-read
buy one
all
of
the
these?
masses. Perhaps, if I was guaranteed immense pleasure.
Well, given if that crawls up you, you'll get more than you've bargained for. I'll assure you of that. Okay. Now you may be wondering why are we talking about this? Well, this is very interesting for a wide variety of reasons, in that this has so many potential capabilities, it is unreal, especially if they continue to condense this technology. It is officially a soft robot, whatever that means. And I would be intrigued to get the perspective of the commenters in this thread, if you can scroll down.
Oh yes, absolutely.
if you
Yeah,
are brave
so-
enough.
Prince
Okay.
Thunderflare says the only use for this I can think of are NSFW, insane.
Tiffany Fong, insane dildo. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Manso actually replied to this saying, Tiffany, it's science.
Yeah, it's oh no, an Indonesian. Who else? Oh, every EMT and paramedic seeing this. I don't like this. Oh
What
no.
the hell?
Oh, so we were all thinking
Thinking the
same
same
thing.
thing.
You don't associate Danes with this kind of technology, do? Oh my goodness.
Robo Slithers. Ah, this James Gunn sequel we didn't know we wanted.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I hear that's a
Yeah.
pretty screwed up movie. Oh, it's a James Gunn movie, so of course.
Oh dear. Oh no. Well, as Dash
Oh,
is
but
scrolling
oh my
down.
gosh!
Oh,
I just realized now what's going to happen. All of the white nurses are going to use that.
yes.
Okay.
But while we're still oh my goodness.
Oh. The clankers are shoveling snow now.
Why does
Maybe
that
New
look
York
like-
City needed that.
Make sure that no one who uses Bad Dragon sees that.
Oh,
It
yes,
looks
of
like-
course. Oh, hey, Digny, do you know what Bad Dragon is?
I don't know. No, I
You
don't.
don't. You don't want to know.
No.
Why
No,
did he ask?
Unless we can collaborate and get more viewership. No.
Oh, you don't want to collaborate with Bad Dragon. They're a
Why?
furry sex toy company.
Why does this thing look like a dildo on wheels?
It's just how it was made, Digny. He had no control. It had no control. See, I can't get its pronouns wrong.
He's not even shoveling the snow properly.
He's just moving
He's
it to
pushing
another
it
spot.
over.
He's moving it to another spot to put more snow on that side.
I'm sorry to say, folks, but we can't allow clankers to take our jobs. I mean, that could have been a wage for an American worker, and especially a Black American worker, because that's their specialty, shoveling white stuff. But what if it slips? It's very cold and icy, right? And I just think all
Yeah,
these innovations are very dangerous.
It's very convenient that the spot where it's actually standing or rolling, it has no snow or anything there.
But
Like
let's
there's
get
no snow
while
or ice right there.
while we continue to scroll down. Damien, what do you make of the black medical worm robot?
I don't exactly know what's going to be its functional purpose. I do know, given the caliber of medical professionals nowadays, we will have scandals of those being used for self-pleasure. That's guaranteed.
Well, considering its purposes, it can be very useful for, say, for example, artificial
The fuck?
insemination.
Yeah, go
Was
on.
Was that Mr. Krabs transition?
Yes, it was Mr.
The fuck? I don't
Keep
know.
scrolling down, Dash. Come on.
Past that part, yeah.
Oh dear.
Mr. Hanky.
You see, folks, see how entertaining this show is. Galaxy, what do you make of the black medical worm robot, as well as everything else we have recently seen?
I don't even know what to say really. Other than to say that yeah, it's probably going to be used as a sexual object eventually. But I have no idea what it could be used for medical purposes. It's not really, they don't really tell you really, do they?
Artificial insemination.
Okay, that's just words. but
No, it's a real thing, Galaxy. When a lady can't get inseminated, as in, the process to get fertilized during a pregnancy.
Mhm.
They have to be artificially inseminated, and that could be a good vector.
Yeah, so in other words, it's just another sexual thing for even not a medical thing either. It's just a sexual thing too. It's already.
Are there any more, Dash, that you can scroll down to?
I'm afraid. I'm honestly starting to get afraid to look down.
There we go.
There you
Go
go.
to
Go to
horny
jail.
jail.
Xeen, what do you make of the black
Probing
medical
time.
worm robot?
I mean, I did try to do a little research on seeing what actual medical things that is projected to be used for, but haven't found much. But it almost seems more inclined that it's in quotes medical, but is what we know what it's going to actually be used for. Sexual, basically.
I wonder if Lego made this, because they're Danish, aren't they?
My precious.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough, Digny.
Hey, what's the matter with that? That's no fucking worse than Mr. Krabs with a pair of tits.
Pussy crabs with a pair of tits.
Oh, but you have a problem with worms. You probably have worms. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong show. Thinking about it, no, that's Triton's show. They all have worms over there, but brain worms like RFK Jr. But it just goes to show that so many crazy things can happen, and no one really talks about it. Right?
See that reply. Get this to your wife. It should never bother you again.
Yes. Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is very,
I wonder
very
what
concerning.
commercial applications one could use for this. Everyone's thinking the same thing you were thinking,
Yes.
Digny.
Yes, it's sad to admit that, but if there's a market for it and people buy it, then it will do well.
Capitalism.
Yes. Yes.
This is why you should purchase a black person.
My goodness, Damien. My
as
goodness, Damien. Why purchase a black person, Damien, when you can get the best synthetic version for free? Scroll all the way up, Dash. All
To
the
the
way up.
robot
Right up.
shoveling snow?
No. The actual worm.
Okay.
Go to the very top.
I'm
There we
actually a bit
go.
surprised that this was actually tame on
Yeah,
X.
in the replies at least, right?
Yeah.
See, look, the people
Like the
who
worst
made it,
thing
if
we
you-
saw was Mr. Krabs' transition.
right? If
You
you,
know,
pause it,
I was gonna say.
Dash, if you pause the video right here, there we go. The makers of this, Jonathan Tiradado, Ada or Alda
Actually,
Barbaresh,
maybe it should be a full screen. That way you can read it better.
but
There we go.
I have an idea. Dash, why don't you pronounce the makers of this device?
Jonathan Tirado, Ada Parvarsh, Roku Sindugul, Daryl A. Bedford, Joanne Jorgensen,
Joanne.
Mohammed Rasfasanji.
That's
find-
Jonas.
No, Galaxy, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Dash can say Ahmed, but not Daryl.
Yeah.
Listen,
Or
Dash
Jonas
might
is instead of,
be-
or he says
Yeah,
Joanne
yeah,
instead of Jonas.
I have diagnosed dyslexia, you guys. What can I say?
Yes.
I get a
You
pass.
diagnosed dyslexia or you diagnosed with dyslexia?
Isn't that the same thing?
No.
No.
If you diagnose yourself, it is not the same thing.
Oh, I'm not one of those like self-diagnostic like
Okay.
liberals on Twitter. No, fuck that shit. No, everything I have, a doctor said I had.
I'm so grateful Dash wasn't born in the 50s, because when my grandfather was alive and a parent, right, that was back in the
Mhm.
day when mental health conditions weren't taken
Mhm.
seriously. And if Dash was one of my father's, brothers, younger brothers, my grandfather would have been like, "Read this." He reads it wrong. Whack. Read it again. Oh, get it wrong. Whack.
My dad done that with me.
See, look. See, look. It just goes to show that these sorts of things, even to this day,
hey,
still
you're not
happen.
wrong. You are absolutely not wrong. I mean, I got a lot of special needs help when growing up, and it's how I, it came in handy in the future.
Well, here's an idea, Dash. Let's see if it worked for Damien. Damien, can you pronounce all the names of the makers of this device?
Unfortunately, no. I can pronounce Daryl, Adi, Jonathan, Ahmed, but I cannot pronounce the one with the B.
Oh, my hand isn't far enough in South Africa to whack you for not being able to do it. But
listen, I can at least say multi-module limbless scroll-in soft robot with a Kirigami skin. I can say that.
Impressive.
Cyborg and Bionic Systems 2025.
Okay, I might not do well with names, but I do well in other areas.
I know, to your father's disappointment. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you see, folks, this is why you don't beat your children, because they may enjoy it when they're adults. So on that note, our second topic, which is going to be even bigger than our first topic, I'll just write it down for 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Apparently, Marathon has gotten murdered by an indie game. So, Dash, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, I'm just going to pull up Steam for a minute.
Oh, sure.
Yep,
sure.
I'm going to show the top games currently before going to the Steam charts. All right. Got it up?
I'm sure you have.
All right. Yeah, so Slay the Spire 2 is a sequel to a roguelike card game from 2019. It's in early access, and it is currently beating Marathon at Resident Evil Requiem and the re-release of Poker Night at the Inventory.
And Crimson Desert.
Well, because that's just not out yet, but
yeah, but it's still like a new game. People are pre-ordering it.
Like, yeah, I know, but I mean, but it's still you were able to pre-order that for a couple months by now, though. So
see, look, like a bunch of people we know, including you, already own it on.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you could still you were able to pre-order this thing since like
for months.
Yeah,
so I'm getting the physical deluxe edition.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, Galaxy, it's very courageous of you pre-ordering a game in this day and age.
Well, that's because I need to like play it on the first day. So
when I look at
this, I don't want to forget about it. So that's why
you degenerate streamer.
But when I look through this lineup of games, sorry to say, but none of them interest me. None of them do. Is it just me?
These is Marathon's current player count. Guess what? It hasn't even been Highguard's all-time peak.
Well, first of all, Highguard was a free-to-play game. Second of all, I think Marathon will last longer than 45 days. And third of all, Bungie is not going to succeed as a company as a result of this project.
Yeah. Now let's see how much Slay the Spire has. See, look, it comes up. Holy! Whoa!
Oh, you didn't notice?
I think I did see it was like it's just like it's amazing just seeing it again. Just wow! And the concurrent player right now, it's still it eclipses Marathon. And who knows? Putting a game for $24. Hell, I even bought it.
This is technically a single player game, right?
Yeah,
it's a single player game. It's a roguelike. It's basically you fight with cards, you collect along the way. The first game is good, but it doesn't offer much in terms of replayability. after you finish, like, I think the 3 to 4 characters, it's not worth replaying after that. I know, because I've played it.
Goodness me. I've only heard Dash react that way once before, and that's when I got him a gift for Christmas.
What gift was
Oh,
that?
you got him
Hmm?
a flashlight?
No, I got him a Prime Atreyan extra long. And he was like, "Oh my goodness." He was so surprised I could get him that. That was back when I had a lot more influence than I have today. I couldn't get that today. But I tell you folks, Slay the Spire 2 is an example of building on an existing game, taking all the elements of that game and making them better. That's what you need from a sequel. You need to take everything that was good about your first game and then ramp it up to 11 for your second game. And that's what
Let's
we're
check.
seeing here.
Let's check some reviews.
Oh, I was thinking too, about marathon. You
Yeah.
guys saw this, right? I've shared a screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll remove for a minute and put this. Yeah.
Bungie is encouraging critics and reviewers to hold off on publishing full marathon reviews until later in the March.
Oh yeah,
Later in
I
March.
saw this. I saw this. That is, the game is out and you're still review embargoing it.
Yeah,
What the hell?
the important launch window. See,
I have a
there's no embargo on any coverage, impressions, live streams, VODs. You can publish content as you play the game. However, we ask you to hold your full review and impressions until you play Cryo Archive, Marathon's pinnacle in-game zone and experience, which will be unlocked in the second half of March.
The end game isn't even. Oh my god! Like, they have not really done a good job explaining this game. What the objective is? Is it a multiplayer shooter?
Yep.
Is it a co-op game?
It's supposed to be PvP, but then the end game it's supposed to be like having a boss or whatever. It's like, what the heck is
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
Okay, so we can live stream the game, right? We can do VODs about the game.
Yeah.
We can publish content as we play the game.
Yeah, but you cannot review it. That's what they're saying.
But the problem is our streams are sort of our reviews in the first place. So
Exactly.
Yeah, but see, they're saying they want, like, they're talking about like proper review or whatever. Like if you're doing a video that's actually just a review of the game, that's a different thing than playing the game, I guess.
Let's put it this way, Galaxy. If I did a review of Marathon, right, based on the panel's experiences with Marathon, and then put in the title, "This is shit," okay, which probably wouldn't do very well on YouTube, but you catch my drift. Marathon review. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well, for one thing, I think they would know you didn't play it, so
they DMCA you just for the title on no grounds.
I don't know about that, but
this is the next Halo. 5 Guardians.
Yeah, so apparently Marathon isn't like one of their pre-Halo franchises that, like, before Bungie got famous with Halo, there was Marathon, and very few people, my friend from Australia knows the lore, apparently. Apparently Marathon, this game, takes place between Marathon, the original, and Marathon 2. Yet it's a completely different game. Like, the original was not an extraction shooter, multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like taking Old White Road and turning it from a panel show to a reaction channel. It would be like taking a show that reviews creators and then turning it into a gun shooting channel. Like, let's take this thing and turn it into the complete opposite of this thing as someone rubs one off while live.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like they want to bank on their, like, legacy with this ancient IP that, like, predates what made them famous, which was Halo, which they don't own.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, they have to go back to what they do have. And I guess they owned Marathon. They have all the rights to that franchise.
Yeah, but the reason Marathon got delayed so many times was because this game and this company were robbing assets from independent artists.
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently they put that artist in the credits, but you know what? They still stole. They still tried to steal without credit. And they only put that person back in because they made a stink about it on X.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just settle on being in the credits. You have to also give me some.
Oh yeah, she was compensated for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's scummy.
It's
Of course it is. It's like I take Dash Attack's avatar and I put it in my game. Right. He didn't ask for it. I didn't ask him for it. I just decided to do it and be like, look at our main character, Dash. Look at his big boobies and his massive arm and his massive shoulders. Buy Gunnar X 3000 a day. You didn't say yes to that.
Yeah, I know, but I probably wouldn't be too mad unless you had me do something really, really like submissively gay.
Like they're doing on Roblox. Did you guys see that clip of Roblox characters engaging in sexual relations?
Yep.
Oh no, I did not. Don't
I
think I
saw
want
that.
to.
Well, the video is on X, but it's censored though, so it doesn't matter. But it's still.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. But look, folks, if I turned everyone here into a DLC character to put in a game, and I didn't tell them or ask them about it, these people are going to have problems with it, especially if I have these characters do egregious things or egregious things are done to them. Right? You don't just take what someone has made and make it your own unless they let you or they've abandoned it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two caveats to that. If the artist who had made these things just abandoned them, then you could just pick them up because it's not theirs. They abandon them. They chuck them away. It's like if someone chucks away a car and you just take it for yourself, in a sense.
Better read some of these Spire reviews. Imagine if Slay the Spire had better art, more animation, more content, and now add new systems to make each run different and locking more things. In some ways, it feels more polished than the first Slay the Spire. Even if this is early access, this game is a blast. This is exactly like playing a better version of the first one. That's what more can you ask for a sequel than a better version of the original?
Yeah.
Oh, this is also a fantastic review. Caw-caw.
Caw-caw.
Good old Slay.
Boulder.
You can get a bird friend and it attacks when you play. It's called.
Oh, damn. I'll tell you this, folks. The last person I came across with a bird friend beat his bird to death and wanted to make a T-shirt about it. But that's a topic for another day, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's a dark story. But these reviews just go to show that they had a great idea and they've really fleshed it out. Now the question is whether they go from here if they make a third one. I know this is still in early access, so the idea of a third one is a long way away, but the point still stands. I'll tell you what won't get a sequel. Marathon. Marathon will not get a sequel. It shouldn't. It's going to crash and burn. It may take weeks, may take months. But it's going to crash and burn.
And some cool animation.
This is going to soar into the sky. Okay? I have my issues with early access games because I want a game to actually be finished when it releases. But as long as the damn thing works and provides a base level, people will enjoy it, people will support it.
Well, that's like
Simple
a Kingdom Hearts death right there, of the way the body's laid out. Doesn't it, Galaxy?
Yeah.
It's so
Right.
interesting.
May have got inspired by Kingdom Hearts and did it that
Yeah.
way.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like it. Looks like it might be a little bit inspiration.
Well, it's
There's something very genuine about this game compared to Marathon.
oh yeah, because it was made with a small team with a direction, less corporate tape. Like like they knew what they wanted to do. They wanted a card game. They wanted an RPG. They wanted a roguelike.
Whereas when you look at Marathon, it's just here's
It's-
more corporate crap that hasn't worked in the past and it's not going to work in the future.
Mhm.
It's simple as that.
Yep, it's just another soulless shooter. And people, I mean, honestly, like people can knock High Guard as like all it want, but honestly, it was genuinely at least like like the fantasy element at least was something different for that genre that kind of set it apart. Whereas like there's nothing that makes Marathon unique.
No. You can't just take something that you made in the past, completely change it, steal assets, because that's what they did,
Yep.
and try to make it their own thing. It doesn't
That's
work.
exactly what they did. That's exactly
And it's
what
not
they
gonna
did.
work.
Hey, we had this old RP that was kind of like System Shock or something. I don't know, but yeah, we had this thing, and we
Old
still own the
IP,
rights
right?
to it. Let's make an extraction shooter based off this game, even though most people have forgotten it ever existed.
Dash, I think he called it RP. I mean IP.
IP. Okay.
No.
thank
Dash
you.
is a big fan of
Well-
role play.
No,
Yes,
no,
that is
folks,
true, but
Dash
beside
is
the
right.
point.
Marathon is an RP. It's a raped property. Okay, folks. Okay, because it describes what's been
new
done
one,
to the
yes.
franchise. Right.
Yep.
It's like if we take Half-Life from 1998 and make it, I don't know, a choice-based RPG in 2028.
Lol.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you make it like a Telltale like games
Yeah.
thing as a cheap. I mean, which has been done. Like I mean, they did that
Mm.
with Borderlands, but they didn't also stop making like Borderlands games.
Exactly.
That was just
Yeah.
a spin-off.
Let's take a Mario game and turn it into chess. Because why not? Why not?
Just turn it into
All the little mushroom people can be pawns. The king can be Bowser. The queen can be that bitch he constantly kidnaps.
honestly, yes.
Princess-
Mario
Princess-
Strategy RPG would be pretty cool, but they'd have to call it Mario Strategy RPG to set it apart. I mean, I like when they do different things with Mario, but honestly, like yeah, like you're right, like trying to like pass it off as a main entry. I don't
Yeah.
think people would like that.
I know what we'll do. We'll take Nintendo, we'll take Super Mario, and we'll turn it into a Pokemon game. Mario gets his Pokebollock, because I can't use balls, so Pokebollock, and then unleashes Yoshi, and Bowser unleashes that man-eating potted plant creature, and they have a fight.
I mean, that both IPs is owned by Nintendo. The most likely they
Exactly.
can use Pokeball.
Yeah, I mean, like they turned Pokemon into Animal Crossing recently.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Ugh.
the Pokepia, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Poketopia.
Speaking of which, that ties
Poketopia,
into
of
our partly ties into our topic, our third topic, which is going to be kind of very encompassing and kind of like all about politics, Nintendo.
Yeah, video game politics. They're
man.
not politics.
No,
politics.
not actually. Like it all involves Orange Man and
Yeah, I know.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I know that, but
I want to make
it's technically
it
it's
clear.
video game politics. It's kind of like in a way that's what it's talking about. But it's a politics
make
with
this
video games
clear.
in it.
Marathon is so soul-sucking that it is depressing this panel.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
absolutely. We're desperately trying to move on because
And-
it's
Yeah,
just
I don't
But I
really
don't
care
wanna
so
move
at all for
on.
marathon. So at
Let-
all.
Let's break the ice with our third topic. and we're going to break the ice with our third topic by humiliating our host. Dash, say 10 cent.
Yes. 10
Go
cent.
on.
10 cent.
10 cent. There we go. There we go.
See, I did
So-
it right.
Good.
Yeah, so
Without
this is
being-
part one of our story. I am getting it up right now. I've got the Pirate Nation tweet up. Good old Pirate Nation.
Well, I'll tell you this about Pirate Nation. Speaking of our previous guest, Cassie, Cassie told me a little bit about Pirate Nation. Apparently,
Mhm.
Pirate Nation likes dressing up as women's clothes, right? He likes being a cross-dresser. He pretended to be a woman in a Discord, that sort of thing.
Oh, John De La Rose.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I became aware of this information some time ago, so if it's a bit murky, I don't have the best of memories. But that picture of Trump is so great, folks. It is. It is wonderful. It is like I am fucked. I am fucked the picture. So thank you for discovering that, Dash. Courtesy of Pirate Nation, who likes to dress up in women's clothes. Quote, the Trump administration is debating whether to force Chinese Jack. Yeah. See now I'm doing it because I'm on this panel with people who can't speak properly. The Trump administration is debating whether to force Chinese tech giant Tencent to divest its stakes in major gaming companies. Top officials have held meetings to decide whether Tencent's investments in the United States and Finnish groups pose a secure. Wait a minute, Finland. What does America have to do with Finland?
Aren't we allied with Finland?
Well, yes, but
Yeah, I don't see the point of that for what this
That's-
here for this for being sued.
No, it's just so weird. It's like investments in the USA and Finland. It's like, okay, that's very
Mhm.
specific. Groups pose a security risk. Tencent holds a 28% stake in Epic Games, fully owns Riot Games, and maintains a majority stake in Supercell. Now,
And you notice
raises-
all of this after Highguard fell apart and got disclosed that it was a Tennyson-backed game.
see, look, I
There you
told
go.
you
Got
he'd
it.
do it.
Yep. Got it messed
Listen,
up.
even Expedition 33 got some financing from Tencent.
But were they honest about it?
No,
Not,
you
not
had to
to
do
my
dig into that
knowledge.
information.
but a lot of companies are desperate for investment, and Tencent's got plenty of cash. Let's face facts here, folks.
Yeah.
And
pretty
I
much.
do find it very ironic that the land of the free and the home of the brave are pushing policies that chicken shit cowards without a backbone would support. Because it's called a
Mm.
free market for a reason. Okay? Tencent, or whether you like it or not, right? They are government backed, but they are a private company. They just happen to have a government who is willing to support them. What are you doing, Dash? I don't
I
want to look
am-
in your book. I don't want to look
Yeah,
in
I
your
know.
book.
I'm going to see,
Well,
to tie
there
in with
is-
more of our stories.
There's an
Good.
arm of the
Okay.
government. It's more what Tencent is.
Huh?
They're the arm, like another part of the government. There's no private companies in China.
Yep,
No,
everything is government.
they have full control. I mean, they have the almost highest ranking members of every company directly involved with the government.
In terms of representation, right? Because they don't want companies going rogue and causing chaos like their good friends in the United States have companies rather causing chaos from within, right? It does happen. We're living it. Okay, you look at the Pokemon company; it's a great example. The amount of chaos that the Pokemon franchise has caused in the U.S. political discourse. in recent years has been staggering. From Pokemon Go to the polls to Black Lives Matter, there's a reason the Chinese keep an eye on all their companies based in their land, because they don't want those companies being weaponized against their nation and their people. And whether you like to admit it or not, there's something to be admired about that mindset.
I mean, you say that they're doing that very thing to the U.S., weaponizing. Actually, to be honest, this is from basically Riot Games, because last time I played League of Legends, I found that it was collecting data right from its. It's like, why is my upload was like 50% being used? Oh, right off from Riot Games. League of Legends, basically. I'm like, yeah, uninstall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're basically anyone connected to the Tencent Riot Games, or they're 100% just stealing all data.
Damien was telling me that Orc Raiders is doing like something similar. Like they're actually like trying to get your Discord information.
Yeah, because information is power, and you scared Damien away. Shame on you. Great to see Lavistro. I hope you're doing well. My good man, if Finland had oil, the United States would have invaded it by now. But I will make it clear when you look at this specific example, because it's not just Chinese companies meddling in American affairs, it's also Japanese ones. Okay, in this case, Pokemon. Oh
By the
no,
way,
no! Don't use our stuff for politics while we support your opposition.
yeah, I was just wondering though. Do we even know that the White House actually did that though? I mean, we posted.
Oh yeah, no, I was
No,
there.
they posted the picture, yes, but that doesn't mean they actually made the picture.
Oh,
so what else?
It's easy to do. You just have to have Brock like rearrange the text, and it'll copy the font style. It's very very easy. Everyone was doing it. Like if you go to the official tweet, the Democratic Party made another one saying like release the files.
I'm sorry to say this, Galaxy, but this is an administration that posts Call of Duty clips while bombing children's hospitals. They're not beneath doing this. Okay.
Hey, what did we say? What did we say about?
I know, but it ties into the fact that posting it is a form of endorsement, no matter the
welcome back, Damien.
Well, I wouldn't think so. I think it's
had a
mostly
moment.
they're mostly just post memes, and it's not really the same.
Yeah,
thing.
they're mostly using just IPs and edgy memes, and they've used Pokemon a couple of times now.
Yeah, including with ice.
Yeah.
So it's just,
which was also condemned.
Yeah. Also,
not directly. This is the first time the Pokemon Company or Nintendo has actually made any comments about it. But like, because this time, like, you actually had like, maybe because the game just came out and you had like these whiny people that got triggered by this, tagging Nintendo repeatedly, saying we're not going to buy your products anymore.
I mean, to be honest, Nintendo
people
had
should
no
not buy them
problem.
anyway.
Nintendo had no problem with Biden basically using Animal Crossing for the whole.
Yeah, they didn't ban it. They didn't ban it till after the election because they were cowards.
In that situation, from what I managed to gather, folks, the Biden-Harris camp reached directly to Nintendo for that collaboration.
Yes,
and the Pokemon Company.
That makes it worse. That makes it worse because it means that Nintendo is more than happy to ally themselves with certain political parties.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That was against their policy.
Oh no, listen.
Yeah, because it says right there they're not affiliated with any. It's not affiliated with any political viewpoint or agenda, but it's actually not true because they do.
Well, exactly. No, like they banned the Biden-Harris island.
Yeah, but see,
after the election.
After the fact, not before.
Exactly.
They should have done it before then.
Right. See, they made a They made a whole.
They were also banning like the trans flag from Smash Brothers back when Raji was in charge.
Oh no, but
Reggie.
the thing is, Dash, Fortnite also doesn't allow anything political. But when Trump was running in 2024, they had a map specifically meant to promote Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, they Epic Games collaborated with the Harris Waltz.
Well, I mean that is
campaign
epic.
team.
Like they're a slimy company and stuff like that. But it's like literally like people like were like immediately pointing out about the Harris Island and like
Yeah. Harris Island. Do you know who else had an island, Dash?
yeah, I do.
No.
George
No, but
Lucas.
No, definitely not George Lucas. But the thing about this, folks, and we got to understand this, the vast majority of American corporations are pro-Democrat. Whether you like to admit it or not, they are. Okay? The vast majority of Chinese companies, of course, are loyal to the Chinese Communist Party because they have to be, right? For the sake of their survival and the authorities' survival. In Japan's case, it's a little different because of how their operating system works in the corporate world. But for Nintendo to now start a legal process against the US government over tariffs, considering recent events that we won't go into for today's show, it's probably the biggest mistake you can do right now, suing, how can I put this, trigger-happy administration that loves to cross red lines for the lols.
Yeah, this was and you know it was that dumb shit Karen that put them up to this. Like we can debate about whether or not the Biden Island was just negligence or deliberate, like, you know, breaking of their policies. But this right here is them like definitely trying to play into politics, and I hope it really backfires on them.
Hey, since we're getting close to 4 o'clock, should we go ahead and allow Xeen to give his thoughts before he gets out?
Oh yeah, Xeen, are you leaving early today?
Yes.
He's got
No,
a stream report.
Zini, stop blaming us.
Make Damien lonely.
You
No, I'm
have
just
dignity
I'm just
cats
needy.
here. You should be just fine.
But I need all the
Well,
men.
Yeah, he does. He
No,
does.
you don't.
Damien is the Bonnie Blue of this channel. How about you?
I take offense
Xeen?
at that.
Well, you are a bit of a cocksucker, Damien. But Xeen, let's get your thoughts, and then you can tell us where you're off to.
Yeah, basically, Nintendo, this is maybe one of your worst moves yet. I mean, with how well it is going, that's backfiring. And now you're trying to mess with this administration that may dig up more stuff on you on Nintendo that's going to be like maybe
Right, I forgot about Discovery.
yeah, they might find out how much they help Biden and Harris and the Harris campaign, and they're like they can literally throw that right back at Nintendo.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Like, yeah, like, you know, they might like, you know, other shit can come out of like these tariff proceedings if and you know, Trump would have no problem doing that. Like this really is a foolish course of action. And like I'm wondering if the Japanese branch is even like supporting, since it is officially Nintendo of America that is filing the lawsuit.
Yeah, there's no Japan. If it was Japan, they would be Japan would be also in the filing. Japan is not here.
So they are acting completely on their own independence from their bosses.
Yes. Breaking
My
news, folks.
fucking God, remove that woman.
I'm sorry to say this, Dash, but Super Mario's in the Epstein files.
So is this this is like Nintendo of America suing them, right? Not
Yeah,
Nintendo
so
Japan.
but Japan controls the branch. Like they have all this oversight.
Well, apparently they
Like
don't,
they can't even seize.
because I don't think
Well,
Japan's actually allowing them. I don't think Japan is really behind this.
Well, let's put it this way, folks. The Japanese aren't known for their sight.
Yeah, it's basically when it came to Powell, this is why everything that was where Japan, Nintendo Japan was trying to sue Powell through America as well. They were on the lawsuit there. Nintendo America was not. So the fact that they're not there on this, the Nintendo Japan, this is not. We don't know if Japan, Nintendo Japan, it's even actually even gave them good graces or for this.
I mean, they're supposed to be one company. They are supposed to be one fucking company.
The United States is supposed to be one union, Dash. We all know it's not.
Well,
The same can apply with Nintendo as a company. It's not. It may say it is, but a piece of paper isn't actionable on its own.
Well,
Xeen,
I
you have a
mean,
good
that is
night.
a problem with the
I
Japanese
have to go.
leadership not being too trusting of its business partners, if you don't mind me saying.
No, I don't. Everyone else might, though. You have a good night, Xeen. Hopefully you do well.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is the timing of all of this, because I don't think the United States is in a diplomatic mood on any front, at home or abroad.
Abroad.
Okay.
Oh, Lilith makes a good point. Like, if Nintendo is like, I mean, if Power World is affected by tariffs, then like it's all fair. Like, pretty much like how Trump bypassed the Supreme Court is he's just tariffing everyone now.
You
Yeah,
get a
and-
tariff. You get a tariff.
Everyone gets a
tariff.
tariff.
Look, man, tariffs work as long as people buy, as foreigners buy American goods. It's as simple as that,
Mhm.
right? The United States, in its approach to be America first, whether it's holding to that approach is subject to a lot of debate recently. But America first can literally be applied to everything. Look at products. America first, right? We buy American products first. If other countries follow suit, there will be no tariff money because they're not buying any American products. That's why tariffing as a concept died after the Great Depression in the late 1920s and early 1930s. Why? Because foreigners stopped buying American products during the Great Depression because everyone was flat out broke. So tariffs will work until countries stop buying American goods and buy goods from other countries or make them themselves. So tariffing can be effective in the short term, but not in the long term.
Oh yeah, that's that Sonic dude, that IDW trash that blocked me.
Oh,
First
that
time in
trash?
history when he literally stole this comment from someone else. Lol.
I wonder what color he is. But no, in all seriousness, folks, right? Let's get down to brass taxes, okay? The United States is a massive market. Without it, Nintendo's going to be very heavily hit. But Nintendo can live without the American market. Let's face facts here. They can. Nintendo could achieve a profit only with the Japanese market because they practically control the Japanese market in the gaming space. So I'm very surprised that they've decided to sue a government because that never ends well. They should just double down, just like the administration likes to double down. Okay, well, you guys are tariffing us, so we're not selling your products in the United States.
Hey, I'm
Could you
I'm
guys
Brocken.
imagine? Could you guys imagine that? Nintendo not selling any of its latest products in the United States?
Yeah, they'll never
Nothing.
fucking do that. Like that, no company is doing. It's just like they're never going to leave X because meanie Elon bought it. They tried. Companies did try. Like Square Enix made a fucking Blue Sky account that I'm not even sure even is working.
Well, Blue Sky. But I can tell you this, folks. right? It may not be easy, but it's possible. Maybe Nintendo are just going to delay the inevitable until this administration crashes and burns in 2028. Maybe that's why they've decided to do this, to just wait them out. Because lawsuits can take a long time, can't they, guys? Right?
Yep,
Mhm.
we know that. Unless it gets
So
completely thrown out, like immediately.
well, as we have seen from our observations of lawsuits, that doesn't even happen when one side has a open shut case. Dash, you know how the American legal system operates. I am of the opinion, though, that of all the companies out there that could take a stand and being like, we're not selling our products to you, Nintendo's one of those companies. Not many. Xbox couldn't do. Microsoft couldn't do that. Most of their base is America, but Nintendo can. They would take a big hit, no doubt about that, but they can do it. And from my experience as an observer looking at this administration, it will only listen to you if you give it a bloody nose, because that's how this administration operates. Do as I say, or I'll beat the shit out of you. That's the American government right now. Personally, I wouldn't deal with those sorts of people, right? If I arranged the show being like, hey, Dash, host the show or I'm beating the shit out of you, that's not really the grounds of a positive working relationship, is it?
Depends on a lot of
Well,
things.
you enjoy getting beaten by a man, Damien, right? You're the exception.
Well.
You're not the rule, okay? The
Probably-
point is,
I was going to
when
say,
you're
never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. So apparently
the-
Google recently lost their when they were talking about tariffs or something.
Mhm.
I'm
Well,
not sure.
Google, whether we like to admit it or not, Google is a mainly an American company, right? American companies will not dislodge themselves from the United States because it will kill them. Nintendo is mostly a Japanese company. I was about
But
to say
they-
country. Could you
But like
imagine that?
every Japanese company, like they have been catering more and more to Western interests. So like the Japanese Japanese market is so focused on gotcha mobile that they needed to pivot to a more Western focus where console and PC gaming are more focused.
Mainly because the Chinese audience won't buy Japanese products. Even to this day, they won't buy Japanese products because of the history. The European market is as big as the American market. Bigger population, just as big a landmass, big potential there. But these companies, they like to play it safe, and they'd rather deal with the American market than the European market, because most of the European market is still developing. Eastern Europe, that sort of thing. But we're looking at an American government that is hostile to foreign companies, whether they're adversaries or allies. Hostility does not breed trust, and trust is the foundation for a peaceful and prosperous land, especially in business. Business cannot exist without trust. That's why contracts literally exist, to create a form of trust for companies and governments to engage in one another. So breaking down the barriers and being hostile to different companies from different countries, it doesn't send a good message. It doesn't send the message of do business here. We welcome your business.
So
It sends the message.
you're saying Trump's tariffs aren't you're just actually disagreeing with the tariffs then.
I think tariffs work to protect American businesses. They don't work if you're trying to bring in foreign investment. Does the United States really need foreign investment?
I think it
Not
does.
really. I think it can do without. America does have a massive internal market. But my view is you need all the investment you can. You need all the revenue you can. The more money that's pumping into the system, especially foreign money, the
More money,
more
more
likely
problems.
you can drive up economic growth. Now, obviously, we don't want that at the expense of American industries and American companies. But as long as they are protected, I see no reason to go against foreign investment. Right? It's one thing to be hostile to Tencent because it's
Can someone
Chinese
tell me
company.
how someone who's 23 and doesn't like do anything get like 7,000 followers?
Well,
I don't know, Dash.
being a
I wish I
whore,
could
I
tell
don't
you.
know. But I can
Bots.
understand the hostility to China because it is a potential adversary and to a Chinese company. I can not understand the hostility to a company that is supposed to be an ally. Is it an ally or is it a vassal that takes orders? Because there is a difference between the two. And I think, unfortunately, we've gotten to a position where American governments, successive American governments, think that the only way foreigners can be their friends is by doing as they command. And I don't think that's the basis for a good relationship in any mindset, especially business. And I understand Nintendo of America is rotten to the core. But let's put it this way, if Nintendo was like, we don't want to be part of your market anymore, they wipe out Nintendo of America. A lot of Nintendo's problems would solve themselves.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. I mean, like, honestly, like, and it's not like people can't import like that shit. Like, even if they stop the American branch entirely, they'll just get it from Nintendo of Europe.
well, I think the point of no longer selling there is that you can no longer sell there. Because let's face it, guys, this administration doesn't take rejection lightly in
They're like a
any
woman.
domain.
Oh man, if
Like a
Trump
woman.
banned Nintendo, he'll be the most unpopular president ever.
Hey, look, Microsoft would like him.
Microsoft
Let's-
fucked its own brand and competition in the gaming market. They're fucking done.
But there's a reason Nintendo's like, look, we don't want these tariffs.
Oh
Because it
yeah, I know
becomes-
it's hurting their bottom line. But is the solution really like to sue and pick a fight with the administration?
I think launching a lawsuit buys them the time they need. Because as we all know, lawsuits can drag on for years. And in a few years' time, this administration, well, it definitely won't exist because Trump isn't running for re-election. So I think that initiating the lawsuit buys them some time because you know how the American legal system is. It's as slow as a slug at this point. And then by 2028, 2029, there's a brand new administration. The way it's going, there will be a brand new administration for reasons we're not going to talk about on today's show. And then and Damien is singing for some reason. And then Nintendo will win the lawsuit through the new government just getting rid of all the tariffs. So in a sense, this lawsuit makes sense. They're buying time with resources. And they're not the only company that are going to do that. A lot of big corporations in the United States are going to be gunning for this administration
Over
because
tariffs.
of the tariffs. Exactly. Because whether you like to admit it or not, folks, tariffs are a 20th century solution to a 21st century problem. Okay. In fact, tariffs weren't really used as a mainstream policy until the 1920s. We haven't in America, tariffs have not been used as a mainstream policy since the 1920s. That's 100 years ago.
Oh yeah,
Trump-
absolutely. I mean, I remember the first time I heard the word tariff was in an American history book.
Yeah. Trump is literally reanimating a dead concept to life. He's like a necromancer in that sort of sense. But in a globalized world, sorry, folks don't want to hear that, a lot of countries depend on one another for resources. And that is a way of ensuring social peace and economic prosperity. Say I needed something from Dash, and Dash needed something from me. Rather than fight each other to the death for each other's resources. We trade one thing for another, like this show, for example. He's got the channel, I've got the show. We trade, we mutually benefit. I don't fucking fight him for control of his show, and he doesn't fight me for control of this as a concept, right? But
Yeah,
that's what tariffs.
it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Exactly, and tariffs undermine that. Because let's face it, guys, if America's own internal market was not dependent on any foreign investment or any foreign companies, then there's nothing to stop the United States from kicking a foreign country in the cunt.
I'm going to have to push back a little bit on this though, because even though the tariffs are, you're trying to say like it's the reason why the tariffs are being done though is because the other companies have been using us for things that we have not been able to keep our just to keep our own country afloat in a way. Where
Yeah, it's like, the fact that China can buy property in the United States, buy actual houses, like the Chinese, like that is fucking insane.
Yeah,
that's also the free market you live in. That is the
financial the free market should be only for citizens here in the country, not foreigners.
Yeah.
Do you realize, Galaxy, how many assets the United States owns of foreign countries? You set that precedent, every American U.S. base is gone. Sorry to drag it into military affairs, but this isn't just done to the United States. This isn't a one-way street, right?
Well, these are things people normally really think about, so that is interesting.
Exactly. That's why the international community's response to tariffs is like, well, we're going to tariff you, and because of how, sorry to say it, folks, bitter this administration can be when it can give it, but it can't take it. That really boils down, unfortunately, this administration.
That is Trump's ego in play right there. He really he is very, very, very vindictive. We've seen this time and time again. Like the Rob Reiner thing, for instance. Yeah. Like everyone else was like, oh my God, he was killed so horrifically, and he's practically took a shit on his dead grave.
Yeah, because that's the sort of person Trump is, for better or for worse. And I can understand that mindset for adversaries, for Russia, China, Iran, other countries as well. But when it comes to supposed allies, that's when I have a bit of an issue with it.
Yeah, when Japan is our ally, they have a Trump-friendly prime minister now. You'd think Trump would build on that relationship. Hell, you'd think even Nintendo would try and work with the prime minister to work with Trump to get the tariffs, but no, Nintendo fucking America has to fuck over everything.
Why should allies have tariffs on each other? Why isn't there literally, folks, free trade? What do you think free trade is? It's non-tariff trade between two countries. That's all it is, right? In a sense, tariffs benefit Americans in the short term because you get more revenue from foreign goods, basically. You put a tax on foreign goods. That's all a tariff is. But it encourages foreign countries not to import to the United States, which means less imports, less foreign imports, less money from tariffs. Go ahead, Damien.
Yes. Just to interject quickly. So it turns out that Clear Obscura is a scummy company.
You mean Sanford? Well, they're French. Of course they're scummy. They're French, for fuck's sake.
Well, they're also former Ubisoft employees too, so that's
that too.
Yeah, no, so I just sent you a tweet, Dash, regarding that.
I know what this is about, Dash. Damien's sad because Sandfall has hired their first black developer.
Oh no!
Shame on you, Damien. Shame on you. It's France. Half the
Oliver
population
Gay.
is
Lol.
Algerian. Goodness me. But go
Someone
ahead.
named Oliver Gay. Important. Just received a lawyer letter from the game Claire Obscure by Sam, which orders me to stop selling my comic published by a comic Claire Obscure, supposedly writing the game's name. A
Wait,
small
so-
indie company with a different name. A comic
Wait.
artist says he's received a letter from the lawyers behind Claire Obscure demanding that he stop selling his comic on the grounds that it was allegedly benefiting from the
Yeah,
game's
but Claire
success.
Obscure, that phrase is not. It's actually like a normal phrase. It's not.
It's the French word for the English translation,
This is
which
the Super Mario supermarket all over again.
Yeah. Folks, the English word for Claire Obscure is chiaroscuro, which is derived from Italian. It's fucking weird because Claire means light, obscure means dark. But we, being English speakers, use the Italian term for some reason. I just call your
Yeah.
fucking product chiaroscuro.
Either way,
Means the
I'm
same
just.
thing.
Either way, what I'm saying is Claire Obscure is a
Yeah.
or is a normal phrase that has been around. So just because this game is not the only first time Claire Obscure has been used. So
Yeah. I'm
So it's
going to
kinda-
read the tweet. In response, the creator explained that he originally pitched the project in 2019 and secured the contract in 2024 under the title The Claire Obscure Academy. He says the shared name is simply an unfortunate coincidence, especially since the comic's story has nothing to do with the game. He added that he does not have the resources to fight the matter in court, so he will be changing the comic's name going forward. The artist also described the situation as deeply depressing, particularly because he had played Claire Obscure Expedition 33, enjoyed it, and even praised and recommended it on social media. Shit.
I'll tell you this, my good man. There are no good people in the game industry.
I'll be the exception to the rule.
You are not the exception to the rule. You want to succeed in life? Quote me on this, folks. You want to succeed in life? Be a cunt.
But what if you're a woman and
Be a penis.
I still disagree with that philosophy. I think you can find success and be a good person. You just can't be a pussy. You just have
Well, that's the
to
thing.
stick to your laurels and fight back.
Let's face facts here. You can't be a moralistic person in business because it is a land of sharks. It is it's a pool or an ocean of sharks. This is how business works.
Yeah, it's very cutthroat.
This is why Trump has his mindset, to bring it back to the whole thing with the Nintendo and the tariffs, right? The business world is not the political world. In politics, and a lot of people hate this about politics, in politics, a lot of things get done through backroom dealings and greasy palms and parties and personalities working with each other behind the scenes. Because that's how you get things done, because the administrators don't want to do their jobs. That's why we have a uniparty, to put pressure on the people you don't see on the cameras who are actually responsible for carrying out policy, who don't want to do their jobs and actually have to run the country, okay? In business, it's the complete opposite. You want to get stuff done, you've got to literally carry everything you have built, and if anyone threatens that in any way, you crush them. You crush them. Wrestling's a great analogy for this. WWF versus WCW. Either one was going to destroy the other or vice versa, and the rest is history. This is why Trump is such a dangerous figure to the political establishment, because his maverick nature comes from the business world, where the only way you win in business is by destroying your competition. That's why he's so hostile. That's why he's so bitter and vindictive, even with supposed allies, because of his business background. And you've seen an example here from a company that's supposed to be the gold standard of the games industry. Well, if even they are doing it, it's not a pandemic. It's endemic. It's everywhere, like Lyme disease. Do you guys see
Yeah,
that
you
story?
make it. It's basically like the Peter Dinklage things: get some success, then pull the rug out from everyone else.
Yes. Yeah, and that does exist in the acting world. There are plenty of great actors who don't get the
Recognition.
Yep.
thank you, Galaxy, who don't get
Yeah.
the recognition they deserve. And the same is true of content creators. There's very little difference between what we do, Hollywood and Washington, quite frankly. And it's
Mhm.
sad to admit that. The business world is a different world. And of course, there are business elements within Hollywood, within content creation, and even within Washington. See insider trading for more. But the point
Nancy
is
Pelosi is calling. Please pick
that
up.
too. That too.
Mhm.
But let's face it, most things that are done in a positive manner are done through mutually beneficial arrangements. That is rare in the business world because there is no
Mhm.
trust in the business world. There is increasingly less trust in the political world because of, all the different non-political entities entering politics. Sorry to say that, folks. You can make the same argument for pop culture. That's a disadvantage of letting outsiders have a role in the discourse. They bring their own way of doing things. And sometimes it's great, but sometimes it's terrifying as we are as we are living through that right here, right now. That's why this, which Damien brought up, is a great example of the way you succeed is by being cutthroat. Expedition 33 has no reason to be threatened by this project, but they got their sword out anyway. Why?
Because they made it to the top, they got the acclaim, they got all the money because of their breakout success, and now they think they're big shots.
Not just that. If one project can succeed as Claire Obscure, how many others could too? Let's face it.
Yeah, because dumb people. I mean, like he said, the sales spiked up in relation to the game because people thought it was a tie-in, even though the
Yes.
art style is completely different.
But the most dangerous blooper, the most dangerous thing in life, folks, is potential. This project, under the right circumstances, with the right promotion, with the right hype, right place, right time, the potential of this project could explode in popularity, just like Claire Obscure Expedition 33, right? When it was first showcased by Microsoft, because it was Xbox and Microsoft that first showcased E33 alongside, I think it was Doom the Dark Ages and a few other projects. I think Forza Motorsport was on it too, right?
Yep.
No one paid much attention to it at the time, but it was at the right place, at the right time, got the right recognition, right hype from the right companies, and it became a massive success. That's the power of potential. And it's something that anything with consistency, dedication, and talent can do, right? Something can work in 2020, and that same thing could not work in 2025 because it's not the right time, not the right place, not the right environment to succeed.
Yeah, like the BLM Pokemon thing. Like they couldn't do that again.
Exactly. Exactly. You guys, right? Dash, he's been doing this for a few years, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's had his breakout moment just yet. Not the right time, not the right place, not the right circumstances.
What I
That's all it
have
takes.
had is I've made a lot of connections with a lot of big creators, and I do think I've had a lot of stroke of luck. I do believe.
There is an element of that, right? One of the especially for content creation, one of the reasons there isn't really a rule book for doing what we do is because it's as much a matter of luck as it is judgment. That's why there are so many creators out there that have the means, they have the will, they have the potential, but they don't manifest mass support because they don't have that thing, that luck behind them. Right?
Just culture.
What was that, Damien?
No, I'm just rhyming along with what you're saying.
I can give you some examples of this, of creators who are in the right place, right time, cover the right topic, and got pushed to the moon. Kate is a fantastic example of that. The Real Life Fake Wizard is also a fantastic example of that. Very talented creators who were propelled into the zeitgeist as a result of being at the centerpiece of a topic of the day, and they have ridden that wave to newer heights, right? Forged in fire, we call that. Some creators are forged in fire and soar upwards. Some creators are forged in fire and survive, such as my mentor did during the Speargate controversy. And some creators are forged in fire and get turned to dust and are completely destroyed by it. It's the same is true in business, the same is true in the Hollywood sphere, and the same is true in Washington. How many celebrities have gone insane after they became popular? How many? So many.
Yeah, a lot.
It's
Because
hard to really
some,
I was gonna say it's really hard to actually count that many. It's gonna be at least it's gonna be at least like
right?
30. It's at least like 40.
I mean,
40%
like,
maybe.
look at like what
Almost
people
half.
thought of Bella Ramsey when she was on Game of Thrones to how people think of Bella Ramsey now.
Yep.
Who?
Still the same woman, still the same character, still representing the same mindset. It can succeed in one period, but not in another. Steven Seagal's a fantastic example of this. His movies in the late 80s and the early 90s did very well, but he still played the same character all the damn time, even to this day in the 2020s.
Now he's
Same
just
is true with
like
Project.
he's just Putin's friend now. Like, you know,
Yes.
he's just like completely like cut off from the rest of Hollywood, and he's just in the United States itself, and he's just there. Like, people were saying he was on the front lines in the Ukraine. I remember hearing that.
He was eating Ukrainian soldiers, but it just goes to show that when you look at all the things that are going on, all the topics of the day, it's frightening how similar all the problems are. It's frightening that all the problems we see in our popular culture, all the problems we see in our culture war, if you want to put it that way, the cultural poisoning, all the political troubles we see, they all have the same source problem. And that problem is very simple. We were doing better in the past, but we're not doing as good in the present. Why? With a great big question mark. And a lot of people have a lot of different answers to that, right? I thought standards of living were supposed to go up with every generation. Well, that's not happening anymore. Why? And you've got different people with different beliefs who are trying to come up with answers to the same question, right? Because this is life, folks. Something can work in one part of your life and not work in another. But for other people, they can do the same damn things from when they were 16 to when they were 65, and it still works for them. Different people, different circumstances, different places, different ways of living. That's why some parts of the world change massively in a generation, and other parts of the world look like they were 100 years ago.
Well, I mean, like, it is true. Like, we're kind of in a little bit of a mini recession, like, kind of right now. And like, you know, I know from my history books, like, when there is a like economic depression, like, you know, people don't go and like see it. Like, I think I remember reading in my history book, I think Mary Poppins bombed at the box office because it released at such a hard time for people.
Yes. A lot of projects, a lot of movie projects made in the 30s did not do well, not because they weren't great productions, but because almost everyone was broke. right? It wasn't like today when you could take out credit because no one had the credit to give you. Because back then, money actually had value and it was backed by gold, and that goes down into another rabbit hole. But the point I'm trying to make is, right, we don't exactly know how to get out of this, so we're getting increasingly desperate. We're seeing that from our own governments. We're seeing governments taking decisions they would never have made 20, 30, 40 years ago. Right? The nonchalance of it, the lack of seriousness around it is something that is scaring a lot of people, right? Oh, massive tariff. I'm not going to trade with you. Why won't you listen to me? Welcome my ship, or I'll cancel all trade. It's like, who is this guy? Has he gone nuts? But this is what happens when you elect a businessman as a leader. Because in business, when you're in charge of a business, it's very simple. You do as I say, or I get rid of you and find someone who can. That's very dangerous in the political world. We had that in the political world in the early 20th century. What was the result of it? Mass death and destruction that humanity never experienced before. Yeah. Quite terrifying, isn't it, folks? But looking at it from the popular culture standpoint, the system has been in place for too long. It's run out of ideas. It's not willing to take risks. There are new generations of people who have fresh ideas and are willing to take risks, but the existing to give up. Right? You can make a similar argument with the political world, but a maverick has taken over, and he's proving why older systems were in place. Why? To stop a maverick going nuts when he doesn't get his way. Because for all we know, say I took over Warner Brothers, and I have in Mortal Kombat just like, oh, I don't like Sonya Cage's daughter, so I just have Kano mutilate her, and then she's dead as a character. A lot of people like that character, but I don't like her. I get rid of her.
Cassie.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not our guest. She's a nice lady.
Yeah, no, different Cassie. I always wondered if she named herself after that character.
Might have. You never know. It was a recent character. But looking at it, if I ran a business like that, if people wanted it, they'd buy more of the product. But then I get carried away, as I always do, as all successful people do. They always get carried away. That's why there's no such thing as an ever-winning leader, because they get carried away, they do crazy stuff, and then they get a bloody nose and lose, right?
Yeah,
which is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, from this perspective, Nintendo might actually be right to sue about the tariffs if they can get a better agreement on them. Like, it's not personal, it's just business. But for some reason, I just feel like there's some theatrical motive behind it.
Oh, yeah. I think we can all agree that Nintendo does not support this current administration. And they have a vested interest in the Democrats.
Well, so they can continue their DEI policies. And Trump has completely screwed that over. Like, they would have to pivot to being normal again, and that's not where Nintendo, at least the American branch, wants to go. And I'm not even sure. I think to some extent the Japanese branch has kind of been infected, because you see a lot of corporate Japanese seem to really like the whole DEI thing for some reason. It's like a tit.
Yeah, you're gonna see this problem more and more in Japan now, because the conservatives have a supermajority, which means a lot of their opposition are not going to be from government. They're going to be from civil society and business, which will lead to Japanese companies being more left wing as a counterbalance to a government that is so right wing. And this has happened
see,
in the past
I thought
in Japan.
You see, I
Go ahead.
always thought, like, that, like, if you get like a conservative government, the businesses would have to follow, to keep in favor with the current government, because that's why I thought, like, was like the big source of like wokeness was that, like, everyone got all these progressive ideas from the 8 years of Obama, who like did shift the country more leftward.
No, this goes back a lot longer than that, especially for the US, Dash, because a lot of the social freedoms America experienced in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s with the folks, disabled people weren't given full rights in the USA until 1991, as in cripples, that sort of thing. Buildings could literally discriminate against crippled people by not having like ramps and things until 1991. Okay, a lot of those social rights movements, civil rights movements, were all inherently left wing. They were all academic, and they taught the next generation of corporate leaders. And that's how a lot of corporate leaders had left wing sympathies, not just in America, but all across the Western world. That's why there's such a left wing bias in everything.
Yeah.
Because it all
You
starts
cut
with
out?
the education system.
Mhm.
What was that?
No, you cut out for a bit.
Oh, did I? Oh, well, it just goes to show that the education system is the key to educating new generations of left-wing people.
Well,
Across the
and I
Western
mean,
world.
like, and the left has controlled the education system for decades.
Yes. And consider this, guys. Every single civil rights advancement since the end of the Second World War came from the left. Didn't come from the right. Right?
Well, the left was, but that was before they were like advocating for people to mutilate themselves and shit.
Yeah, as I
Mutilation.
said before, as I said before, in regards to there's no such thing as an ever winning leader, because if they keep winning, they get too confident and then they go crazy. It's called victory disease. If you guys want to search that up, folks.
And we kind of see that on the right too. You
Yeah.
see, like, that was like what, all these Gooner Gators, like, they saw the Trump win, and then suddenly they thought they could install a theocracy.
Well, I tell you this, Dash, when you see your cultural zeitgeist going one way for 80 years, you want to make the most of all the time you have to take it to the other side. So I can agree with that.
Oh
that
yeah,
notion a
well,
lot.
from that I do, yeah. Like you did
Mhm.
see, like that. It also goes to show, like, just how far the push was, like as far
Yes.
as like especially like it's an interesting. It's been an interesting tug of war.
Let's face facts here, folks. If this show was around in the 1960s, we'd all be far left.
Damn,
Just look at us.
damn.
Look
I
at
do
this
not want to
panel
be
show.
considered left. Damn.
I'm sorry to say,
Yeah,
Dash,
we would
but
be.
the fact
We'd
that-
all be a bunch of hippies. Yeah, it's
Yes.
only because of like, like stuff with the last decades and
Yeah.
shifting social
Yeah.
norms that I could
It'll be pushed
have,
right.
like,
Yeah.
I could be a VTuber like this, that I could have Damien on my show,
Yeah.
that I could be a little raunchy. You absolutely have a point that, like, all those changes contribute to like how I brand myself and how the show evolved.
Do you know how many right wingers would blacklist you if you had a black panelist in the 1950s or 60s?
Oh damn, that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I make a joke of it, folks, but there was a time, with radio and television stations, especially in the US, if you had a black person on your radio show, your TV show, entire states would just be like, no, we don't want you. Fuck off. Especially the South.
That's why, like, like, it's so funny when people like say, "Oh, Star Trek needs to be more diverse." Like, literally, they were around during those times, and they had a gay Asian guy and a black woman on their show.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people did not like that and wanted it off the air. I mean, someone like Damien, if we were doing this show in the 80s, the early 80s, during the AIDS crisis, it's like, yeah, get that queer out of here. People wouldn't watch. People were fearful. People,
Yeah.
and it's understandable.
Yeah, it's
They don't want
amazing
to.
that how David
Hmm.
Bowie, like, with his life, like, was able to like ride all that out and be as like, popular as he was. I guess because he was a celebrity and he already built his.
And he turned it into a character. He turned it into a character and a caricature that people could relate to, in a sense, right? And I want to make this clear right here, right now. We have an administration led by a president who was born just after the end of the Second World War, who grew up during the 50s and 60s, right? Decades before any of us were alive. Okay?
Hmm.
He lives, to his credit, in a completely different world to the one we live in, right? Trump was in his 50s when I was born. Yeah, I think mid 50s, 1999. He wanted to run for president in 2000 as a third party candidate. I think he could have won a Democratic primary back then because he was a well known name.
Yeah.
Point I'm trying to make is 25, 30 years ago, if Trump ran for office, he would have been a Democrat.
Yep.
Hmm.
But now, well, I can say now for the last 10 years, runs as a Republican. A 90s liberal is running as a Republican. This is why a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people
liberals-
went nuts. Yeah,
Okay,
a lot
yeah.
of people, though, Galaxy, went nuts when Trump ran as a candidate because they thought it was a joke. What is a guy who spent the best part of his business career supporting Democrats running as a Republican?
Yeah, that was the reason why they went nuts. If he was doing it as a Democrat, they wouldn't have said anything.
He had opposition from all sides, and like
Exactly.
he did actually make the party a little bit more centrist. Like
Yeah.
as far as like how gay people are treated and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like you can all that is like because of Trumpism. Like
Look at gay marriage, right? Look at gay marriage, even the concept in the 2012 election. And that was only
yeah, like that was considered controversial back in 2012, but
I remember a Family Guy episode in 2014. Remember Quagmire's dad?
yeah,
Right?
the whole transgender thing.
Yeah,
Still
the
funny
transition. And everyone was just laughing at it and making jokes and teasing Quagmire. And Brian's like, "Oh, I'm back from my seminar and I banged this hot chick, and it turns out to be Quagmire's dad, and he doesn't stop throwing up in Stewie's room." It was considered beyond a joke to be transgender in 2014.
Hell, even South Park had an entire transgender arc for Garrison.
And it just goes to show how much the zeitgeist shifted. Why? Because the left, for decades, won cultural battle after battle for blacks, for women, for gay people, for the crippled or the disabled, as they're also known. Right? The last group of people to actually get equal rights in America were disabled people in the early 90s. Not a lot of people realize that. Same for the UK as well, 1991. Before 1991, you could legally discriminate against the disabled, especially, the people who use wheelchairs because you just have stairs and they can't go in the building. That's a real thing. But we don't really remember that. We don't want to remember it, or we weren't alive.
It's not that the thing is like today's left, like people have said this time and time again, today's left is not like, this is not your like grandfather's Democrat Party. Like this is a insane anti-American like thing that believes in teaching, like putting weird sexual ideas into children's heads and just like taking away parents' rights, like,
and
it's anti-religious.
And you know why? Do you know why? Victory disease. They kept winning. So they got too confident, and you go crazy when you're too confident. Victory disease.
You think the
same
same
would
will
be true-
happen?
Yeah, of course it will happen to the right. If the right kept winning, there'd be no gay marriage. There would be no all the social, what's the word, advances.
Advances,
Of the
yeah. I
past-
wouldn't want to say progress because it's too overused. And
All the social
advances.
advances of the last 80 years would gradually be annihilated, all on the basis of individualism and freedom, not on the basis of racism or sexism. Because in politics, likewise in business, likewise in life, if you keep winning, you will get more confident, which means you'll get more arrogant, which means you will do crazy things because you've always won.
Yep,
And
you
from an
either die a
outsider's-
hero or you see
Mhm.
yourself become the villain.
Yes. And I know we're not going to reference it on today's show, but from an outsider's perspective looking in, that's the United States currently. A country that hasn't really had a bloody nose for a very long time and has just kept winning and winning and winning and getting more confident and more arrogant and more crazy. So if America keeps winning from an outsider's perspective, it'll keep getting crazier and keep crossing red lines and doing insane things. But
No,
to an
right.
American sensibility, they will not be crazy, they will be based.
All right, I think we should wrap it up here then.
Yes.
Wrap it up.
Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up. Damien, get ready to be plowed. We're wrapping it up.
I would really enjoy a cream pie.
See, look, he's
Oh.
he's a dirty
Yeah.
bastard. The dirty bastard. I hope we do create a time machine and I can send you back to 1950s America. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all very much for watching today's show. We're now on the future plans section, and we're going to start off with Galaxy Red. What are your future plans, Galaxy?
Yeah, tonight I'm playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink to make up for the stream on Monday. Tomorrow, back to Breath of Fire 2, and then stream schedule up on Sunday for next week.
Good. Very good. You keep at it. I'm sure you'll get more support as time goes on. How about you, Damien?
With me, I need to figure out how to record videos properly. So I can stop giving my editor like 6,000 gigabytes to edit because he's complaining.
So you have an editor?
Yeah.
I never understand that. Because when I make videos, when I used to make like normal videos, I do it all myself.
Yep, same here. I do all my own editing.
But I'm lazy.
How much? What do you give him? Do you give him dick pics?
No, I give him a few rands.
Few what?
What?
A currency, I guess.
Yeah, a few
Oh.
rands.
I thought he said rams. Then I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Also, I helped get him a job, so there's a little bit of indebtedness.
Oh, so you've got a slave.
I try to make that of all the people I know.
Oh, goodness me. Dirty bastard. You know what's going to happen, folks, when Damien gets a support base because YouTube obviously supports gay people because they're gay? He will get more confident, he'll get victory disease, and he'll start his own panel show called Damien's AIDS.
Oh, dang
But
it.
Okay.
he'll add the E in between the D and the S, so it'll be like AIDS, as in associates.
Ah.
But how about you,
Wow.
Dash?
I am either going to play more Fire Emblem tonight or give Slay the Spire 2 a try because, you know, being the activist gamer I am, I fucking bought it. Because honestly, it looks like a fun game.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
I still gotta buy a new controller. I keep forgetting to do that.
yeah. I've had a couple of controllers break on me every once in a while. I also need new headphones. I need new headphones. Like, Oh, there's a couple of things I need to do. March is going to be super interesting. I have the deluxe edition of Crimson Desert coming physical. I am really looking forward to doing an unboxing video of that, but that won't be till the end of the month.
Good.
Mm.
Good. Well, as for me, folks, more videos, more shows. You know the drill by now. I'm trying to help my mentor build up a weekly Rumble show on Wednesday, same time as the Friday show, and try to build more of a pipeline between YouTube and Rumble, even though Rumble is becoming increasingly corporate. My mentor aims to become the first, rather, deplatformed Rumbler by calling its CEO a pimp, among other things.
Mm.
Yeah, there was this. I recently released this video from Cancel This Podcast on YouTube about a Rumble whore, right? Yeah, her name's Brooke Bailey, and she shows her bare ass on
I
Rumble.
think I've heard her name before.
Right, she was completely nude on Rumble. She got wiped out on YouTube, so she's technically a deplatformed creator. But she's like showing her body with not a lot of clothes, and you can clearly see her rotting vagina and all that sort of thing.
Ugh.
So I made a video called "Brooke Bailey is a whore. Is Pavlovsky a pimp?"
Well, that
So,
name I would say is a pump.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, with that name.
I thought Rumble was supposed to be more like wholesome and conservative.
Yeah, fucking right. No, Rumble is a corporate slave to crypto and Tether. $250 million investment into Rumble by Tether made it so that Rumble, for the first time, hit $100 million in revenue in 2025. Without that investment, they would have lost $150 million.
Oh, but I thought what's his face and Dan Bongino could keep the platform up and running.
You doomers, you black pillars! Why aren't you sucking Donald's cock? But on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Because his cock isn't
thank
that
you.
big.
Oh,
Just like his-
where'd you get that South Park?
just like his hands. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching this 26th episode of Dash Attack's Old White Road. Folks, we're wondering who we're going to support in 28, whether it's Kamala or Gavin. I think the panel is pretty divided, but one thing's for sure: we're going to make America gay again. Okay?
Yay.
MAGA. Make America gay again. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other straight groups. Bye for now, folks.
Bye.
Bye, guys.